What's up, Diamonds? It's your boy Doc Reid, back out here one more again. Whew, boy, I was tired today. For those of you who are in my closed Facebook group, the Diamond Group, you know that I just got back from out of town, and boy, I am worn out. But I had a real good time. I did, hanging out with my cousin, spent some time with him. Also, those of you who are in the Facebook group, you know that I interviewed him. He is he's single, eligible bachelor, early 50s, great job, single father. Actually, his daughter's 20. She's autistic. She has, I think, Asperger's, I think is what it's called. But he's just a great guy. So, for those of you who saw that interview, you know that you like, oh my God. I mean, and actually, I'm surprised that the response was that overwhelming. I mean, I think he's cool. He's my cousin, but I had some of you tell me that you're no longer settling, because you see that they're really good guys out here, and I say that all the time. I say, they're great guys, and always where they at, where they at. So what I'm saying, I decided, you know what, instead of just telling y'all, I'm going to introduce you to them. Okay. And so that's what I did. Actually, this Friday, queuing, she's in the Facebook group. She's going to interview this guy that I think he looks like he's a model or something, but single guy, great guy. Is going to talk about, having his heart broke and rebounding from that, and what he's looking for. So, hey, listen, if you're not a part of the Facebook group, you may want to make that adjustment and go to my website and click on the link to join, because we're doing big things over there. As usual, you know how we do. If you're new to Doc Reid, go get the Forbidden Secret. So the goodie box, what your father didn't tell you and your mother didn't know. Download it free from my website, christopherreid.org. You can get the PDF version or the Kindle version today. And I believe you'll like it. I believe you'll love it. Feedback on that book has been extremely good. So today, one of the more popular topics, dealing with narcissists. And I decided to, talk about some of the things that, if you're dealing with a narcissist, just you should never expect to receive in a relationship. Okay, because it's just not going to happen. And some of you may not really, I don't know, you might not know that you're dealing with a narcissist. You may think, they're kind of selfish, but you don't know if they're like a full-fledged narcissist. Well, maybe we'll figure that out, as we go through these things that you should not expect to ever get from a narcissist. Now, if you decide that you want to be in a relationship with a narcissist, that's your right. Hopefully you don't, want to do that. Maybe you may feel like maybe you can love them enough to change them. I don't know. Give them enough chances and they'll change. I don't know. But so let's start going through this and see what you should not expect to get from a narcissist. First thing I think we need to look at is, what is it that good, healthy relationships consist of? Okay. And one of the things that you kind of need is love. Now unconditional love is great, because first of all, when you're in a good relationship, the person's not perfect. You're not perfect, they're not going to be perfect. And so you're going to need that unconditional love, that when they make mistakes, not trying to hurt you or, but just being human. Okay. Your ability, their ability to say, hey, I love you in spite of. Okay. That's kind of what it takes. And as you grow together and you get older and, you start to go through the changes, because if y'all meet each other and you're young and amazing and active and all of that, well, you're not going to be that at 75. Okay. You may still be amazing, but it's going to be some modifications. Now, when you're dealing with a narcissist, the main person and the only person that the narcissist is going to love is themselves. Yeah. They don't have the capacity to love you, okay, because they are in the way. And let me say this, ladies, just because, a guy is willing to lay with you does not mean that he'll be willing to lay his life down for you. Okay. And that's pretty important. Okay. Because a guy who you want to spend the rest of your life with, they need to have that quality that they'll lay their life down for you. Like you mean that much to them. Okay. That it's not even something that they think about. All right. So unfortunately, you have a lot of guys out here, ladies, that are willing to lay with you. But yeah, the whole life piece is not going to happen. Okay. And so in that instance, you know what they're just looking to get laid. All right. And that's not what well, I hope that's not what you want. And if the narcissist feels like for whatever reason you're not perfect and what he considers perfect, that love is, well, like I said, they're not going to love you anyway, but whatever they're giving you is extremely conditional. They come with all these ridiculous demands. You got to look this way, and they want to pick you apart. Why is your hair like that? What's wrong with your face? Why are you wearing that? That doesn't feel loving. Okay. Now, some of you, no stones, this is a place where we come, we just be transparent and just lay it on out there. You're with a guy like that right now. Okay. He's picking you apart every day, and you've gotten into this mindset of trying to adjust yourself so that you can, please him. But it's a moving target, right? Because if you change this, then he's going to find this that's wrong. And if you change that, then he's going to find this that's wrong. And you're like, what? But if that's all you ever know, you don't even have anything else to compare it to. All right. But let me just be crystal clear and share this with you. That's not love. Okay. That's not love. So if you're stuck in that, you may very well be with a narcissist. Now, another thing that you're going to need I would say another thing that good, healthy relationships have, they're friends. Yeah, they're friends. Now, it doesn't mean that y'all got to do everything together and that y'all totally inseparable and all of this kind of stuff. No, 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 no. But what it does mean is that there is a good, healthy sense of commonality, shared values. You enjoy each other. You actually like each other. Okay, that's pretty cool. The scripture talks about there's a friend that sticketh closer than a brother. Think about a friendship is it's loyalty, right? You know that you can count on them. Well, here's the thing with the narcissist. The narcissist is not loyal to anyone. Okay. They will lose interest in you. Okay. Once they can no longer use you. So as long as there's something they can get out of you, there's some benefit, all right, that you provide to them, all right, then they're willing to keep you around. All right. Once that ceases to be the case, for whatever reason, the narcissist has no use for you. They can just discard you. And ladies, you don't want to be with somebody like that. Okay? And if you are in a relationship like that right now, get out. Seriously. Go through whatever withdrawal and crackhead face and all of that. Okay, I get it, you know what I'm saying? But it's better to hurt now, all right, and be free later, all right, so that you can be with somebody who really you can be friends with, all right, than somebody who's just going to discard you like yesterday's garbage. And some of you are being loyal to I think I consider it like this. This whole concept of, you've seen it in movies like on the Titanic, right? And the ship was going down and the band is playing and everybody else is running around getting on boats and saving themselves, and then the captain, I got to go down with the ship. I'm sorry, maybe I'm shallow. This ship is drowning, but that don't mean I got to. Okay, so ladies, just because this guy, he doesn't have the capacity all right, to love you the way that you need to be loved. He doesn't have the capacity to be that friend to you. So you trying to continually be loyal to someone who's not loyal to you, all right, you know what you're doing? You're going down with the ship. The relationship is taking on water. All right. So what you need to do, get out your lifesaver, throw it out, and get out of this relationship. Yeah, because it's going nowhere. See, a friend has your back. A friend. You come on, y'all know what a friend is. You know what I'm saying? Well, hopefully you have an example of a good friend. It's somebody that you feel like if all is just going haywire. You got that person that you can call on. You be like, listen, if I know if I can't call on nobody else, I can call on XYZ. Now, even if that's a family member, he's like, if everybody else abandoned me, I can call on my mama. I can call on my daddy. I can call on my sister, my brother, whatever. Okay. Those are the qualities that you want to, have in a mate. But a narcissist is not going to give you that at all. They don't have the capacity to give you that. And we can get into a lot of why and all that, which I've done in previous videos, but right now we just want to deal with what you should expect, or you shouldn't expect. So the other thing is, when you're in a relationship that's healthy, there's a sense of security that you're going to have. You're not wondering, are they going to abandon me? You're not wondering, do they really want to be with me? Are they in it for the long haul? No, you don't even have those concerns. It's not even an issue. Okay. A narcissist, there's going to be absolutely no security. Okay. Because they're constantly changing to suit whatever they want to do. Okay. If they decide that, being there for you and with you is in their best interest, then they'll do that. Okay. But if for whatever reason they decide that doing something else is in their best interest, they out. Okay. They're not thinking about it. They're not going to, sit there and ponder on it, because they weren't with you for you to begin with. All right. And now here's the deal. It can be a little challenging in the beginning, to kind of discern what the motive is, because when they really want you, okay, when they really believe that it's something that they can get out of you that's in their best interest, oh man, they're gonna lay it on thick. Oh, listen, I love you, and you're the prettiest, and what I want. But it's all self-serving. Okay. And ladies, like, you're always going to hear me say, watch a guy's actions. Who cares what he talks about? And I know that can sound good, and I know that can feel good, and he's telling you how beautiful you are, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to fly you around the world, and you like flowers, I'll buy you one of each kind. Oh, that's so poetic. That sounds wonderful. But what is he doing? Okay, do you have one of each kind of flower? Do you have that to look at? Or do you just have the words? Okay. And, we know that a double-minded person is unstable in all their ways. If they're constantly changing on you, okay, and then you say, well, listen, you told me that's what you wanted. You told me to do that. He was like, well, dang, do you listen to everything I say? I didn't say that. I said, do this. And you said, no, wait a minute. I know I ain't crazy. You said, so there's no security in that. All right. So listen, if you are with somebody that is constantly changing on you, if you're with somebody who doesn't seem to care about anyone else but themselves, okay, what you want doesn't matter. If you're with someone who's not loyal to you, and has your back, all right, not necessarily gonna say it's a full-fledged narcissist, all right, but maybe. Okay. And some of y'all with some pretty extreme situations. It's, there's some slight selfishness, but then some of y'all with some people that are just straight out, just crazy with it. They're all the way to the other end of the spectrum. But here's the deal. You stay with them and you try to figure it out and you try to work it out. But for what? Why? Because a narcissist is like, if you let them sit there and punch on you, they're just going to continue to punch on you. They're just going to continue to use you. All right. You need to get out of that situation. All right. I know it's hard and I know it can be challenging and I know it can be scary and all of that, but so what? Okay? That it's not worth you staying there. It's not worth you getting used up, because you're wasting time. You're not going to get that back, ladies. You're not getting the time back. Cut your losses and let's move on. Okay? And if you need help with that, hit me up. So I say every week, get at me. We can do the 30-minute free consultation and find out what's going on. Why are you doing this? All right? And then we can look at different coaching programs to get you involved in so that you can get away from this, because you deserve more than that. And there are guys out here that you don't have to subject yourself to that. That's why I do the videos, okay, in the Facebook group, so that y'all can see that there are guys out here, because I always say unicorns do exist. Okay, the rare thing that, oh, there was a sighting of a good guy. Oh my God, he doesn't cheat on you, and he does love God, and he does, what I'm saying, care about what somebody else thinks, or he is willing to put somebody's interest above his. These guys are out here, okay? And some of y'all just kind of like blindly going off faith, or some of y'all really just, you stay with guys because you really don't believe there is anything better. Okay, so the enemy has really, tricked you, bewitched you, and has really caused you to have absolutely no hope. Okay, and I realize something, y'all. I'm a hope dealer. Yes, I deal hope. You know, not just coming out here gassing you and telling you, oh, you can make it, you can win, you know what I'm saying? No, but bringing you real concrete and tangible, examples of how that can happen. Okay, but first, still, even before that, you don't want to just have men, so to speak, that somebody dangles in front of you and you say, ooh, I can have that. But at the same time, you got to make sure that you deal with the root cause of, why you have subjected yourself. Because even if there's no guy, you should love yourself enough that you're not going to put yourself in harm's way like that. That you're not going to settle for somebody disrespecting you. That you're not going to settle for somebody just talking to you any kind of way. Okay? That you're not going to settle with somebody saying, well, I'm dating her, and you, and you know what you gonna do about it. You ain't going nowhere. You know what I mean? And you just sit there and you just put up with it. You can't do that. You can't do that. So, anywho, yeah, I'm not gonna be out here long tonight. It was just a quick word, to encourage you. If you're with a narcissist, get out. Know that you should expect more. Okay, know what a real healthy relationship looks like, and if that's not what you have, all right, you need to distance yourself from that situation pronto. I hope to see you out in the Facebook group. Every Thursday I do a live. I have a topic, do a live Q&A. Not sure what I'm gonna talk about this Thursday, but whatever it is, it'll be nice and juicy, and we'll figure it out. But I'm out there every day. I feel like the Facebook group is it's like my fam, because the exchange is, and those ladies are funny, quite hilarious. So, like I said, if you're interested, don't miss the interview that Queuing is going to do this Friday. She does good interviews. I got to give it to her. So every week really every day is something. They had a question of the day today, which was, would you date? What was the question of the day today? Would you date a coworker who was a great guy? Why or why not? So that was kind of sparked by one of the ladies in the group that was sharing a scenario that she had. So anywho, I'm gonna get out of here. Be blessed. Oh, now I guess I'll say this: if you do want to join the Facebook group, go to my website. You can't just come to the group directly. It is $9.99 a month because I am coaching. It's just not just a basic Facebook group. You're getting a whole lot, trust. So go to my website. You'll see the link to join, Go there, you'll be in. So if you missed anything, obviously you can go back through and look at the old videos and the old interviews and everything. So it's a lot of content. So all right, I'm out of here. If I still look tired, it's because you know what, I am. But I had to come out here, connect with my peeps. All right, talk to y'all later. God bless and peace.